My dad passed away a few days ago. Now, he was the kind of person you noticed when you walked into a room. He was charismatic, strong, passionate, the kind of presence that made other people around him feel safe just by being there. Now, in the days after, I found myself moving between two worlds. The one inside me filled with memories, tears, the strange weight of grief, and the one outside, which kind of kept moving without asking for permission. Now, somewhere in between, I sat at home and started writing. Not because I had answers, but because writing helps me find them. And now what came out of it are 5 reflections that I want to keep in mind for my future self. And I hope they might also be useful to others. And that's why I'm sharing them today. Memories are precious. The small moments are the ones that stay. Now that my dad is gone, all I have left are the memories and the stories we shared together. And they are invaluable. I still remember the moment as I was a little boy, stressed about something that happened at school, and that I could just lay in the arms of my dad and he would hold me. In the evenings, he walked into my room while I was studying and quietly placed like a plate of apple slices or brought a hot chocolate without saying a word, but just smiling at me. The way he told his life stories with like this energy that made you feel like you were right there with him. Now at the time, I didn't think twice about any of it. And now they are everything. The truth is, it's the small, like everyday things that don't seem like much in that particular moment, but those are the things you will carry for the rest of your life. Those are the things that you will smile back on, the things you will tell others about when you want to remember someone you loved and share who that person was. Because if you think back on the people who've mattered most to you, I bet it's not like the big events that come to mind first, but it's like the texture of the ordinary, like the inside jokes, the little rituals, the quiet moments that nobody else would understand. And so we should never forget that those are the moments that are worth paying our attention to every single day. It might be the last time. You never know when the last time will be. And we take it for granted. We assume there will always be another Sunday dinner, another phone call. And in doing so, we miss exactly the moments that will one day become the memories we hold most tightly. Now, there's a practice that I came across in a book about Stoicism, and it's called last time meditation. And the idea is, imagine that whatever you are doing right now, you're doing for the last time. The last time walking with your dad, the last time a dinner with your family, the last time you hear a particular laugh. Now it sounds heavy, but it's actually freeing, because when you hold that thought, something shifts, because you stop rushing through the goodbye. You linger a little longer at the door, and you look up from your phone. You might even say the thing you've been holding back, the appreciation, the love, the I'm really glad I have you. Now, I've come back to this practice many times, but now having actually experienced losing someone, it landed differently. It became more concrete and also more real in a sense. And so the next time you're with someone you love, try the exercise. Just for a moment, let yourself think, what if this is the last time? Not to create fear, but to create another sense of presence. Share your feelings with others. There are things that you want to say, so say them. We've all been there. Yeah, you're sitting across someone, a friend, a parent, a colleague, and you feel this deep appreciation for them, for who they are, for what they have done for you. And then you say nothing because it feels a bit awkward, because you don't know what to make, because you don't want to make it weird, because you tell yourself you will say it another time. and and I did too. But at the end, through the relationship that I now have with my girlfriend, and the way we openly share how we feel and also continuously express appreciation for each other, I realized I wasn't doing that with many other people in my life. And this gap started to feel important. And so I started to change that. I shared something meaningful with a friend, something that I've been basically holding on to for a long time. Now, it felt a bit uncomfortable at first, but afterwards, I was so glad that I did it. And he was too. And the truth is, you never know when it's the last time you will see someone you love. And the regret of not saying something is so much heavier than this momentarily discomfort of just saying it. So tell people what they mean to you. Not in a grand gesture way, just honestly, a message, a phone call, a coffee. I really appreciate you. I'm glad that you're part of my life. Thank you for being here. And you might make their entire day, and you will never have to wonder if they knew. Make time. Achievements fade. Memories don't. In our always-on culture where the to-do list never ends and there's always something more to do, more to improve, more to become, the people we love quietly slip down the priority list. Now, it's not because we don't care, but because the urgency of doing, promoted through the media, our culture, drowns the importance of being. And I know this feeling well. The sense that you're not safe yet. That if you're stop performing, everything else will fall apart. That one more hour of work, one more project, one more push, and then you can finally rest. But at the end, it never comes. Now, I've been learning to name that feeling for what it really is. To take this kind of bird's eye view and ask, is this really true? Or is it just fear talking? And more I've been finding that the answer is the latter. That I already have enough. That I am enough. Not because of what I produce, but because of who I am. And now this shift didn't happen overnight, and I'm still in the process of the change, because as I come from this place where my entire identity was tied to output, to doing and doing and doing, and now learning to make like real breaks, to be in nature, to be fully present with the people I love. Because now at the end, it's not the things we achieved that stay with us. It's the memories we created with others, the conversations, the laughters, the quiet evenings. Those live on in us forever. So make the time, not someday, but today. Share your ideas. Now, I wish I could read what my dad thought about the world. As I grew up, my dad was already older. He was like physically strong for a long time, but mentally, and also because of his hearing, he developed dementia. And by the time I was like old enough to ask him the questions I really wanted to ask, like questions about life, about his beliefs, about how he saw the world, I couldn't anymore. Now, I can only piece together through my mom, through stories from people who know him, through like fragments. But I believe if I could like read one thing he'd written, I think it would be something about generosity, about like sharing your gifts with the world and helping others without expecting anything in return, because that's who he was, like every single day. And I will never get to read those words from him. Now, you still might be able to give that gift to other people you love. So write down your ideas, share them, not because you need an audience, but because the people who come after you might one day want to know how you thought, what you believed, what mattered to you. And that's also why I will keep sharing my ideas, so that one day my kids can come back, if they want to, and learn about who their dad was. Now at the end, life moves on, and it's important to take time to think back, time to feel, time to cry, time to smile, time to sit with the memories, and to let yourself grieve. And then, when you're ready, to go back to life and do what you believe in. That's what my dad would have wanted. Because he told us, when I'm gone, don't grieve. Make a big celebration, get together and dance. Grief isn't like a one-time thing you deal with and then you move on. It stays. It becomes part of you. And slowly you learn to carry it. Not like as weight, but as a reminder of how much love was actually there. That love doesn't go anywhere. It just changes the shape.